Good morning and warm welcome to you all. I am Vaibhav, your host for today. Our topic for today is creating a magnificent mind. It shall be taken by Miss Rachna Patel, followed by question and answer session. Our agenda for today is virtual inauguration by Dr. Sundar Kataria, invoking the blessing of deity, chanting of Gayatri Mantra, introduction of speaker, presentation by Miss Rachna Patel, question and answer session, and last closing session. A brief introduction of Dr. Sundar Kataria. Sadgun Sangh conceived and led by Dr. Sundar Kataria, driven with the mission to elevate the quality, safety, and environmental awareness levels of industry. Sadgun Sangh is a series of educative, informative events aiming to illuminate professionals on possible solutions to current issues of industry and economy. Let's know more about Dr. Sundar Kataria. Designation and organization, Chairman and Managing Director, International Certification Services Private Limited. His academic qualifications are Mechanical Engineer, AMIE, Honorary Doctorate, Business Management. His experience are nuclear RAPP. He started his career in building India's first nuclear power plant at Rawatbata, Kota, Rajasthan. Oil and gas, EIL. He contributed in developing India's first oil and gas field at Bombay High since its inception. DNV. He was head of industry and offshore development with DNV for 2 decades. ICS. He is founder of first Indian conformity assessment and inspection body known as International Certification Services Private Limited, which is a provider of total quality solution under single umbrella with wide spectrum of services. He has received several awards and achievements. Lifetime Achievement Award of NES Corpon received several national and international awards. Now I request Dr. Kataria to virtually inaugurate the session.
कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः.
Please join us for the recitation of the Gayatri Mantra. Brief introduction of our keynote speaker, Ms. Rachna Patel. Designation and organization, wellness workplace, pranic healer, aesthetic yoga practitioner. Her academic qualification, Master of Business Administration in Finance, study energy science and spiritualism. Her area of specialization and experience, she has had over 15 plus years in corporate career, Six Sigma Black Belt. She is passionate about spreading wellness at workplace and transforming and making an impact in the way corporates work using energy science. Please welcome Ms. Rachna Patel. Over to you, ma'am. Ma'am, please unmute yourself.
Yeah, thank you, Vaibhav. Am I visible and audible to everybody?
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah.
Okay. So thank you so much to ICS and all of you all for inviting me once again for a session on spreading wellness at workplace. So today, before we start, I mean, we have about 41 participants right now, and we will try and make it as interactive as possible so that it's not a one-way communication, and it just feels good when it is more participative and interactive. Okay, so we'll keep it like that. I'll ask you some questions, and hoping to receive answers from as many people of us as possible. There are no right or wrong answers. It's just depends on our awareness of of the concept of whatever the facilitator is asking for. Okay, so just give me a moment. I think is the lighting okay, or is it a little dark? Vaibhav, can you confirm?
Yes, ma'am. Is it okay, ma'am?
It's okay, right? Okay. Um, so yes, I'll just share the presentation, and if you have any questions, you can type in the chat or feel free to ask me post the session. So is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So welcome everybody once again to Wellness at Workplace, the Pranic Way. Just to give you a brief background, though he's already introduced. So I've had a very successful corporate career with God's grace, and I just thought that, and I actually happened to accidentally come into spirituality. And when I learned a lot more about it and deeper, I realized that there is a lot of things that can be shared. The techniques, the tools, and the learnings can be shared, with everybody in all the corporates, so that, their life at work becomes much better using the tools and techniques that, we share during our various presentations and sessions. So I would encourage all of you to not just learn, not just understand and learn these techniques today. We're just going to talk about two techniques, so it's not so much, it will not be too much to remember. Okay. And but the most important part is implementing them and using them on a regular basis to actually see the transformation in your work life. Because if you notice, in our history, it is always seen that of our previous long ago, when there were Raja Maharajas and all of them, there would always be a culture or a parampara of balancing out and learning all formats, or all areas of being a good king, so to say. And the ability to focus, concentrate, include spirituality as a way of life was always present. It is somewhere that during the industrial revolution, when we all started adopting the culture, we became more like machines. We became more like Sorry, I think I just, the internet connection just dropped. Just give me a moment. I'll share my screen once again. All right, so let's dive in immediately into today's topic and welcome all of you again. Today we are going to look at how to create a magnificent, peaceful mind. Do you think it is important to have a peaceful yet a magnificent mind in whichever way you describe magnificent? Yes?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So I just turn on the chat so that I can see. Okay. So we'll go on to the next slide. So as I briefly spoke about, what is Wellness at Workplace program? It's basically using the tools and techniques of energy science to empower all employees physically, mentally, emotionally, thereby giving the opportunity to live a very stress-free life and cope up, not just cope up, but also improve the overall well-being and performance, both in personal as well as professional life. Okay, so a balanced approach is what we're looking at spreading through Wellness at Workplace program. It also helps all of us to channelize our energy in a very, very constructive way. And just to give you a brief, we have conducted over the last 4 years, we have conducted sessions, wellness sessions in 100 plus organizations covering about 10,500 plus employees, and we're going strong, and we're looking forward to spreading it to more and more participants in the coming days. So do we all agree that our emotions, energy, and our physical body are all interconnected? Yes? Yes, they're all interconnected. Okay, so can somebody type in or, unmute yourself and tell me how are they interconnected? Yes, anybody would like to share? Our thoughts are based on these. Can you give an example, Yogesh? A day-to-day example, how our thoughts and our emotions and our body are all interconnected. Yes, anybody? We've done this earlier in the past. We've gone through this as well in one of our sessions, but I guess it's been some while, so most of us would have actually forgotten. But let me just give you an example. It's basically if you're feeling stressed out, you notice that sometimes our palms start sweating. If you're feeling anxious, there is some physical reaction in the body, right? So that's how, and stress is created sometimes by certain thoughts, right? Like, I have a very important meeting, or I have an exam to appear in or for, or anything of that sort, right? What are the other examples? Now that I've given you one example, I'm sure you guys can think of other examples related to your work. Yes, come on, we are 51 of us, I guess. So let's make it interactive. Yes, anybody would like to share? Another example based on what I just told you? Okay, looks like all of us need a cup of tea to wake up. No worries. So let me give you other examples. You know, if you are traveling, let's say by train or bus or any kind of public transport, yes, Sheetal, you know, any kind of public transport, and you know, you're feeling uncomfortable and you've had a like a small quarrel with somebody, you know, in the train for whatever reason. We carry that emotion, and you know, it affects the way we are at work, right? um, when I say it affects the way we are at work, sometimes some of us will just you know, be remain quiet the whole day, and you know, not want to talk to people around us because just we just so caught up with that emotion. Or a lot of us would, you know, just kind of remove that anger on other people, you know. Either it could be, if you're handling customers, then you know, we could probably remove it on our customers, you know, our frustration or our anger or irritation. Or we could remove our frustration and anger on our colleagues. And you know, some of them ask us, what happened, did you have a fight at home or something like that, right? बीवी के साथ झगड़ा हुआ है क्या? You know, that's the standard and a very typical assumption or a statement that a lot of us make, right? If somebody is in a foul mood in the morning. Yes, aggressive customer, good examples: traffic, long meeting in office. And sometimes we carry this baggage from long meetings in office, or a stressful day at office, back to home as well. And you know, and that impacts how we interact at home with our spouse, with our children, or our siblings, or our parents. You know, all of that has a great impact. So now that we've learned that everything is interconnected, and you know, one thing affects the other. You know, if you're physically unwell, then you're not able to think too clearly, and also it affects our emotions. We are not stable. We don't feel good about certain things. So now we've seen with various examples that everything is interconnected, and you know, based on science, school level study that we've done, everything is energy, right? So what we're going to do here is talk about how to use this energy to transform this energy from one form to another, so that we can deal with all these negative emotions or negative thoughts, or any kind of negative pattern or issues with our body as well. Okay, so let me just go to the next slide. Okay. So you can see here a gentleman standing in a tie, and you know, there are different kinds of sort of clouds around him, of different colors. And there's a lady, you know, who's also standing, but you know, she has a more clearer energy field, as we call it, uh, plain and white, clean, as we say, right? So I'm just going to talk about this a little bit, because this has a, you know, this will actually help us understand the next things much better. So if you notice all these cloud sort of formations which are there around this gentleman, um, uh, within the oval shape, okay, these are primarily all our emotions, you know, different kind of emotions. It is said that a person or a human being generates about 60,000 thought forms. I really don't know how somebody would have counted how many thoughts, you know, we generate, but anyways, that's what I think Google says. And you know, all these thought forms and our emotions are interlinked, right? So if you notice, all these are of different colors. Can you tell me a random guess, you know, what these red color cloud like formations are? So let me just look at the chat box again. Anger, yes, Yogesh. Yes, Dr. Kataria, thank you so much for having me here. Yes, you're right. And okay, let's look at one more cloud formation. Let's look at the green clouds. So okay, the green clouds are not peace. Shushma, we'll come to positive thoughts or emotions. Yes, anybody? Confused? No, it's not confused. Okay, so there is a saying, right? Green with dash. No, it's not comfortable. It's a negative emotion. So comfortable is a positive emotion. Toxic thought, yes, of course, it's a toxic thought, Shubham. Dilip, no, it's not a positive emotion, it's a negative emotion. Think. Okay. Stress, no, it's not stress. Okay, just let me help you with this. No, it's not pain, Shushma. It's not anxiety, Ajay. Okay, this green color cloud that we're seeing, of in the picture, is that of jealousy. You know, they say green with jealousy. Yes, that's right. It's jealousy. Okay, and then of course there are certain other positive emotions as well. If you look at this one in the blue, some of you all would have already mentioned it, that of peace, right? And okay, what are these pink color? This one should be easy. Pink color emotions. Pink, it's a positive emotion. Uh, Happiness, you're getting closer. But it's not happiness. The pink color, excitement, no, not really. Okay, the females, any guess? Pink is the color of love. Yes, Shubham got it right. Yes, that's absolutely right. It's love. Very simple, isn't? You're glowing, you're pink, all pink. Are you in love? Right? It's what we say. So yes, all these emotions have colors, and these are various colors, and what it represents is like the normal human being, all of us, have positive and negative emotions which we carry with us, whenever, and they sit like clouds. These are exactly how they sit in our energy field. This oval shaped structure that you see over here is the energy field, and we carry all of these within our energy field or aura, as you say it. But we don't want all these negative emotions to to be carried in our energy field, because somewhere it will start impacting us. It's will become like those people who, when we wear certain types of glasses, certain color of glasses, we see the world only with those, in that color, right? So if I'm wearing a yellow colored glass, I will see the world as yellow, tinted as yellow, right? So if I am angry all the time, say for example, and if I look at the world, everyone or every situation or everything will look like it's triggering anger within me, it'll give me a reason to be angry, because that's how I'm observing or noticing them or interacting with them. So that's why we want to have our energy field as plain and as clear as possible, as shown in in the image of the lady who's standing next to the gentleman. We want it to be nice and clean, right? We want our house to be nice and clean. Similarly, we should want our energy field to be nice and clean, so that there's no biasness, there's no prejudice, there is a complete clarity. And this is what we're going to talk about. And of course, our thoughts are created by our mind, and to remove all these kind of negative thoughts and emotions, we are going to conduct basically, or I'm going to help you with two tools or techniques which will help you clear out and bring about clarity of thought, and will help you re-energize your brain. And it can be done within like 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, not more than that. But if you do it regularly, like any other exercise, if you do it regularly, that's where you start seeing the results. Hopefully we should be able to see some of the results as we dive into the technique. So the first topic that we're going to talk about is rejuvenating the mind. So there are a lot of thoughts, as we saw, which keep going through our mind, all the time. So that's why we say sometimes our mind is cluttered when we're bombarded with a lot of thoughts, right? Especially if you have a very hectic day at work, you have to complete 10 tasks, you have an important meeting lined up, either internal or with a client, and then you have to cater to so many things in office. The mind can get really, really exhausted. Okay. And if you use these techniques, especially the one that we're talking about right now, it will actually help you clear off all the clutter from your mind, so that you're more peaceful. And once the mind is more peaceful, there can be more magnificent aspect of it that can be enhanced, right? So let's get into the technique. So just before we get into the technique, I just want you to not really remember, okay, but I want you to just understand the different parts of the human brain. Okay, so there is something called the frontal lobe, which is there on the front. There is something called the parietal lobe. Then there is occipital lobe right behind, and there is the cerebellum. Beneath that is the spinal cord, cerebellum or medulla oblongata. Below that is the spinal cord, and just sitting below the frontal temporal lobe, inside of the brain, is the temporal lobe. Okay, so why I'm just helping you go through this is because we're going to experiment with a technique right now. And as I call out the names of these lobes, you'll have to visualize that you're breathing in and out of these parts of the brain. And if you do not remember, no problem, I will also help you with the regular words used for these parts of the brain. So I will call it as front part of the brain, the middle part of the brain, the back side of the brain, the spinal cord, and the center of the brain, just to make it easier for you to focus on the technique and not get hassled with the names, with what it's called scientifically. Okay, so let's get into the technique. I will just hopefully we'll get some feedback from all of you as I help you with this whole thing. So I'll just stop sharing the screen for a moment. Okay, I've spotlighted myself. Let's get into a peaceful space. Let's close our eyes. Let's inhale slowly. And when you're inhaling, your stomach should inflate. And you probably should be able to feel your breath right up till the navel. And as you exhale, exhale out from your stomach. Your stomach should deflate as much as possible. Now we will all connect our tongue to the palate. So if this is the roof of your mouth and this is the tongue, please touch the tip of the tongue to the roof of your mouth. Okay, so let's all connect our tongue to our palate. Now, as we inhale, visualize that you're inhaling from that part of the brain right up till your belly button. Okay, so I'll just give you an example just for us to get a little accustomed to the technique before we start so that we feel comfortable while we're doing this whole exercise. So let us inhale through the front part of the brain, focusing on the front part. Inhale. Visualize the energy going from your nose to the front part of your brain, right up till your belly button. And exhale. So when you're exhaling, deflate your stomach and visualize the energy going out of the front part of your brain, going out, all negative thoughts, emotions, all going out of your brain, outside maybe a meter, outside 3 meters out of the space where you're sitting. If you're sitting in the office, then it is going out of the window, far, far away. So when you're exhaling, visualize that all the gray clouds, the negative emotions in the form of gray clouds are floating and going far, far away out of the window. Okay. So please close your eyes, everybody. Inhale through your frontal lobe or front side of the brain. Hold and exhale through the front of your brain, visualizing all the negative thoughts, negative emotions going out of the window in the form of gray clouds. Let us inhale once again through the frontal lobe. Hold and exhale. Visualize all these negative thoughts, emotions going out as gray clouds out of the window, and your front side of the brain becoming cleaner and brighter. Let's do this once again. Inhale through the front of your brain. Hold and exhale from the front side of your brain. Visualize all the negative energy in terms of thoughts or emotions going out in the form of gray clouds, going out, out, out of the window, and the front side of your brain becoming cleaner, brighter, clearer, and radiating brilliantly. Let's do this one more time. Inhale through the front side of your brain. Hold and exhale through the front side of your brain. Hopefully by now, the front side of your brain is looking much cleaner, brighter. spotless. And let's get ready. Now focus on the center of your brain. Let's inhale through the middle of our brain. Deep, long breath. Hold. And exhale through the middle of our brain. Visualize all the negative energy, dirty energy floating out from your brain. Deep, deep, deep cleansing is happening, and all the negative energy or thoughts are floating out of the window. Inhale once again. Focus on the center of your brain. Hold and exhale. Visualize all the negative energy going out as gray clouds, going deep, deep, deep outside. Let's inhale once again. Hold and exhale. Visualize the part becoming cleaner, brighter. Let's do it for one last time at the center of the brain. Focusing on the center of the brain. Inhale. Hold. And exhale through the center of your brain. Visualize all the dirty energy going out of the window. And the center of your brain becoming clearer and brighter. Now let's do this exercise for the back of the brain, the remaining back side of the brain. Okay. Let's inhale through the back side of the brain, focusing on the back side of the brain. Hold. And exhale. Visualize all the negative energy in the form of thoughts and emotions going out, out, out of the window, and that part becoming cleaner and brighter. Let's do this once again. Inhale and exhale through the backside of your brain. Visualize the backside of your brain becoming cleaner, stronger, brighter. Okay, now let's do this for the right side of the brain. Let's inhale through the right side. Hold. And exhale through the right side of the brain. Focus on the right side of the brain. Visualize all the negative energy going out in the form of gray clouds. Inhale once again, focusing on the right side of the brain. Hold. And exhale through the right side of the brain. And the right side of the brain is cleaner, stronger, and brighter. Inhale for one last time. Through the right side of your brain. Hold. And exhale through the right side of your brain. Visualize the right side of the brain being squeaky clean. Ekdam chakachak. Now let's go to the left side of the brain. Inhale slowly through the left side of your brain. hold, and exhale all the negative energy in the form of negative thoughts and emotions. Visualize them going far, far away from you, out of the window. Inhale once again through the left side of your brain. And exhale through the left side of your brain. Visualize the brain becoming cleaner, stronger, brighter. Inhale once again through the left side of your brain. Hold. And exhale through the left side of your brain. Visualize all the negative energy going out. And the left side of your brain is cleaner, stronger, and brighter. Clean, absolutely, like the white aura of the lady. Now let's focus on our spine. Let's visualize our spine. Let's inhale, focusing on our spine. Feel the energy going into your spine. And exhale all the negative energy, thought forms, emotions. Visualize them going out of your spine about 3 meters away from your spine. And your spine is becoming cleaner and brighter. Inhale once again through your spine, or focus on your spine. Hold. Exhale through your spine. Visualize that energy, the negative energy, going out of your spine. One last time, inhale through your spine, or focus on your spine. Your spine is filled with clean, healthy energy. And exhale through your spine, releasing all the negative energy, thought forms, emotions out of your spine. And as this negative energy leaves your spine is now cleaner and brighter. Let's do this one last time for the entire brain and the spine included. Let's inhale, focusing or being aware of our entire brain and our spine. Inhale through the entire brain. Hold. And exhale through our entire brain and spine, releasing all the negative emotions, energies, thoughts out of our entire brain and spine. Now, once more, inhale, being aware of our entire brain and spine. Hold. And exhale through our entire brain and spine. Visualize your entire brain and spine becoming cleaner, stronger, and brighter. Let's do this one more time, focusing on our entire brain, including the middle part of our brain and the spine. Inhale slowly, hold, and exhale slowly. Release all the negative thoughts, emotions, energy from your entire brain, front, side, middle, back, center, from your entire spine. And for one last time, Inhale through the entire brain and the spinal cord. Hold. And exhale and release all the negative energies from your entire spine, your entire brain, front, middle, back, right, left, and center of the brain. Release your entire brain, and your spine are clean and they are vibrating with brilliant, clean energy. So whenever you're ready, you can disconnect your tongue from your palate. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes and let me know how you felt. So how are we all feeling? Is our brain feeling lighter? Yes, feeling less stress, less calm. Thank you. Feeling very good. Lighter, yes. Do you feel that for people who are a little sensitive, can you feel that your brain feels like it has more energy? Yes, clear mind, good. All right, so we've got good feedback. You can, of course, continue putting in your feedback in the chat box while we move on to the next technique. Feeling very relaxed. Thank you, Sheetal. So we did this exercise in about maybe 5-10 minutes right now. But when you do this on a regular basis, you can actually do this. It will not take you more than 5 minutes. Just do this whenever you feel down, tired, you feel cluttered, all of that, and you'll quickly be able to recharge yourself. Just give me a moment. Yes, so body will become active. Yes. So Dilip will come to that. Why do we fold the tongue? We'll come to that. Okay. Probably the next slide will help us answer this question. So let me just share the screen again, once again. We see some participants are dropping out. We had about 51 participants when we started. So hope, the session is interesting enough for you to invest your time. Just let me get into the... Okay. So that was the technique. So we're once again coming to the slide, and why we keep coming back to the slide is because this understanding of this is very, very important, right? So when we think about anything negative, like I said, energy can be transformed. It cannot be created or destroyed. We know that from school physics, right? So when we think of any negative situation, or anything that we have negativity towards, let's say we have fear towards any particular thing, all these kind of emotions that come up, very, very intense, strong emotions that come up. What I would love you to do is, think of any such one negative emotion, or pattern which is there in your life. Think of that negative thought. Okay. And what is the emotion, negative emotion that you're attaching with that thought? Okay. So say, for example, if somebody is claustrophobic, so, they suddenly feel, very, very anxious and restless and breathless while they're in this, what do you say, when they're surrounded by a group of people, or when they're standing with a group of people, they suddenly start feeling, a lot of anxiety. So any such situation, think of any such situation, if you want to. And the next exercise that we're going to do is, we'll help transform or transmute any of this negative energy into positive energy with a simple exercise that can be done in less than like 2 minutes. Okay, of course, it's the first time. You take some time to kind of understand and get it right. But once you do this on a regular basis, trust me, it won't take you more than 2 minutes every day. Okay. So now that if you can think of anything negative, but I think with all the relaxation that has happened in our brain, we may not be able to think of something which is really, really negative right now. So it's okay. You can try this exercise later. Think of any negative thought that you have or pattern that you have. And once you think of it, associate the emotion, or why do you feel so negatively? If you're aware, why do you feel so negatively about that particular thought or emotion? So we kind of trace the cause, come to the root cause of that. And once you come to the root cause, we can do something called super brain yoga. Okay. And this super brain yoga basically helps transmute or transform this negative thoughts into positive thoughts or positive energy. So now, what is super brain yoga? Basically, before we come to super brain yoga, let me just tell you here very quickly that, we have two hemispheres, right? Our brain is divided into two hemispheres, the right and the left part of the brain. Now, the right side of the brain is associated with visualization, feelings, intuition, imagination, arts, all of that, holistic thinking, etc. And the left side of the brain is the more logical or the analytical side of the brain, which we use most of the time in office for things like analyzing data, facts, linear thinking, sequencing, logical thinking, all of that. So people who are artists are predominantly right-brained, and people who are more into, let's say, analytical kind of work, dealing with a lot of, let's say, MIS or data, they're more left-brained. They're more, I said, it's not that we are only left-brained or we are only right-brained. I said there's a tendency to be more of that. And of course, the ideal situation is to balance out both the sides of the brain so that there is free flowing of, let's say, brain waves from one side of the brain to the other side of the brain, and vice versa, so that the synaptic connections which are formed are actually going to help us evolve and are going to help us give the best performance. So just giving an example, let's say if you have really good imagination, you will still need somebody to put that into, let's say, a particular sequence. You will still need a lot of help from the left side of the brain. So when we complete or when we balance out both sides of the brain, it becomes effortless, and things will just flow. Your work will just flow. So that's the idea of super brain yoga, because super brain yoga, as you would have guessed by now, helps you balance or synchronize the left and the right side of your brain. And it enables basically your brain to be to function well, to be utilized well. You know, we all know, right, that we almost utilize only about 10, maybe 15% of our brain maximum, but the remaining part is still unutilized. So with this technique, you'll probably able to utilize it much more. And it, like I said, it promotes mental clarity, increases calmness and inner peace over a period of time, not immediately, over a period of time. So it is a super powerful tool, and it helps us energize the brain and enhance its sharpness and clarity. We all want sharp brains, right? And we want complete clarity. When we have sharpness and clarity, our processing time goes down, or our productivity is processing time goes down a lot, and we are far more productive and efficient compared to what we were earlier. So that's the whole idea of doing this exercise. Now, what is the principle behind Super Brain Yoga? It's basically very, very simple. Just like, and this is just an example, this is not exactly how it works, but like we see different kinds of energy, which when combined together, they give us a different output, right? I mean, you all are from engineering, you all work with engineering company, and we know that, you know, it's a combination of different energies which actually helps us get the desired result. So in case of a torch, we're just taking an example here. In case of a torch, you know, it's the battery, which is the chemical energy in the battery combined with the electrical energy in the torch, which actually helps us get the light, right? I mean, the glow in the bulb. So this is the energy of transformation. So why I'm talking about the energy of transformation is because there are energies or energy centers in our body, okay? And that energy and the energy centers in our bodies, or as they are called chakras, you know, there are different kinds of energies within our entire body. And as we do this exercise of Super Brain Yoga, you know, we help transform this energy, we help circulate this energy and transform the energy into something which will help us recharge and super energize our brain, so that, you know, our brain functions well. So these are, of course, we have 11 major chakras that we're going to talk about here, you know, starting from our crown, our forehead, our Agnya chakra, throat chakra, heart chakra, solar plexus, navel, sex chakra, spleen chakra on the left, and the basic chakra at the root of our spine, the Meng chakra at the back side of our navel, the back solar plexus chakra and the back heart chakra. Of course, the front and back heart chakra are predominantly related to heart chakra only. Similarly, the front and back solar plexus chakra is also related to solar plexus only. That's one chakra. Okay. So, okay. So when we do Super Brain Yoga, I'll just come back to the previous slides again. So when we do Super Brain Yoga, we basically help the circulation of energy in our entire body through the various nadis, as we call it, or meridians, as it is called in English, throughout the entire body, right? And when the energy flows through our entire body, that's when our body is functioning optimally, or much better than when it is not flowing freely through our body. So if you see the figure on the left side, where, you know, the energy is circulating very well and the person is brighter, right? Whereas on the left side, on the right side, you know, she's not, the energy field or the aura is not so strong. Okay, and that is exactly what Super Brain Yoga will help us achieve, right? A cleaner, stronger, brighter aura, because we have a better functioning brain. So before we dive into the actual exercise, there is a secret behind the ear. So if you ever notice the ear lobe, you know, the ear lobe is almost the shape of an inverted baby. You know, that's how the baby looks in the womb, right? With the head at the bottom and the hips and the legs on the top. So our earlobe is our ear rather is like the like an inverted baby, and the earlobe is the head of the baby, right? Is the head. So basically, our earlobes are represented by our head, and that's why in Super Brain Yoga we are going to actually activate the left side and the right side of our brain by activating our earlobes. So let's quickly dive into the exercise. So we all have to stand up. We can't do this exercise sitting on the chair. So we'll all have to stand up. Unfortunately, you won't be able to see me, so I will not be able to demonstrate it live, but I will show you the slides. Okay, and then we will all do it. And since the videos are not on, I'm hoping that you guys are actually sincerely doing this entire exercise. Okay, so let's start. Let's face the north. If your body is strong, then you face the north. If your body is weak and you're old, for old people, you can face the north. Otherwise, the rest of them face the east. You can check the direction of the east on your compass on your phone. Okay, so I'll just check if all of you all have. Okay, is everybody ready? Can you just type in yes? Let us all stand up, face the east. Yes, okay, thank you. Now, what we need to first do is we need to stand with our feet apart, shoulder wide distance. So the distance, if you notice, between her feet is equivalent to that of her shoulders. So you need to stand on your feet, shoulder wide distance, and connect your tongue to your palate. Okay, so this is the starting position. So I will tell you the hand movement, the hand position in a bit. So the left side, gently squeeze the right earlobe with the left hand and the index finger. The thumb should be outside. So if you can see my ear, I am pressing the thumb against the front side of the lobe and the index finger is on the back side. Okay, so am I visible? Can you see me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay. Okay. So you have to go in with your left hand first. Squeeze, gently squeeze. You don't have to be very hard. Gently squeeze your right earlobe. So your right earlobe represents the left side of your brain. Okay. Now take the other hand, that is the right hand, and similarly press the thumb against the front side of the lobe and your index finger on the back side of your lobe. Okay, so I'll repeat once again. You start with your right earlobe. Take your left hand with the index finger going behind and thumb pressing on the front side of the lobe. You take your right hand and you do the same thing. Put your thumb on the front side of the lobe and your index finger behind it. Okay. So once we're ready, facing the north, tongue connected to the palate. Okay, just to repeat once again, the right arm must be outside or on top and the left hand must be inside. Okay, like this. The right hand has to be on top, the left hand has to be inside, not vice versa. It won't work if you do it the other way around. Okay, this entire thing will cause the brain to be energized and activated. So the first thing is you have to squat, like how from the standing position you have to go down to squatting, okay, with your heels off the ground. So if you notice, she's only on her toes, okay, and as you go down, you have to inhale. As you go down, you have to inhale. Continue inhaling till you go down in squatting position. So this is the first step. And then immediately come up. While standing up or coming back to starting position, you have to exhale, and the breathing instruction has to be followed, okay, and cannot be changed. So let us start. Hands in proper position, right hand on top of your left hand, and index finger going on the back side of the earlobe, and the thumb pressing on the front side of the earlobe. Facing east, tongue connected to the palate. Inhale, squat down, and standing up, exhale, come back to the starting position. Let's do it 6 more times. Inhale, go down, stand up, exhale while coming up, standing position. Once again, inhale while going down in squatting position, heels off the ground, and stand up, exhale while coming back up. Inhale while going down in squatting position, and exhale while coming up, standing tall again. Inhale while going down in squatting position as much as you can, and exhale while standing up again. Inhale while going down in squatting position, and exhale while standing up. One last time. Inhale while going down, and exhale while coming out of your squatting position. So it is as simple as this. Now I'll just stop sharing for a bit to see the chats. So, Dr. Kataria, I will come back to your question in a bit. So, have you all been able to do this? Can you please type? So, yes, it is called Utak Betak, and teachers used to make us do in schools in olden times. But the position of the hand is very, very important. So, we can't miss that. Have you all been able to do this? Super Brain Yoga, simple, easy. Yes, I got one yes. Dilip has been able to do it. Yes, thank you. So yes, I'm hoping that, most of us have been able to do this properly. So what is the effect of Super Brain Yoga on your energy body or your aura? If you notice that, the energy body or the aura becomes much brighter and bigger compared to when we don't do it. Why? Because the energy is circulating, right, throughout your entire channels or meridians or nadis, as we call it. And this will help us balance the left and the right side of the brain, will also help us energize the brain, and will help us. So basically this technique, like I said, it's also called the Ganesha Asan. Ganesha, not Asan, sorry, Ganesha, I forget the word, but yes, it is called, it is something that is used in the school or was used in the school earlier to make, especially for kids who are not here and who are not, focusing on their work, because it actually helps us focus on our work much better, and it helps us uh, get our mind cleaner and sharper. Okay, and this has been used in ancient India, for a very long time, and somewhere in the modernization we've all forgotten these techniques. Okay, so one bit of a disclaimer. Okay, this physical or psychological condition of every practitioner varies. Therefore, the instructor or the facilitator of the course should not be held. I should not be held liable for any adverse effect arising from the practice of Super Brain Yoga. And if you feel any kind of discomfort or adverse effect, then you are advised to stop the practice immediately and contact us at Wellness at Workplace. I think we'll have the email ID shared. We already have the email ID shared with you. So just few warnings. Do not do Super Brain Yoga during, before, or after your menstrual cycle. Do not overdo them. You just have to do either 7 or 14 times once a day. That's it. You can start off with 7 and then increase it to 14. So let's say you can do 7 times every day for 7 days, and then you can increase it to 14 times every day. So, some of the pain or adverse effect that a practitioner, if he does it, could be insomnia, overheating of the body, weakening of the body, pain and discomfort, skin rashes, all of that. Okay, if you overdo it, and if your physical condition is not good enough to do the practice, and of course, if you notice any of these symptoms, please stop the practice immediately. So that's that. Create your peaceful, magnificent mind with these 2 techniques, which will hopefully help you have a different version of your brain or your mind. After you practice this regularly over a period of time, you can probably look at practicing at least for 21 days and see the change that it brings about in the way you think, in the way you experience life at work or in personal life, and whether it helps you clear all the clutter from your brain and improves your efficiency and productivity. So thank you so much. With that, I will stop the screen share and open to questions that you may have. Okay, so Dr. Kataria's question is, why are we nervous and have butterflies in our stomach while we are in front of public speaking? So one of the reasons could be, it's called stage fear. And a lot of us have it because we're basically not used to talking to so many people, right? And, we suddenly feel that we are going to be judged, or what if something goes wrong, etc., etc. So, and what if you're not able to kind of stick to what the plan was, or what the speech was, or what the presentation was? What if we just get asked some questions which we're not able to answer? So all this creates a lot of anxiety, amongst all of us, and it's a very common thing, especially for people who are not used to standing up on stage. So trust me, even I had this stage fear, so to say. Okay, because my profession never really involved in my corporate career, never really involved going up on the stage or public speaking and all of that. But when you face your fears, you kind of overcome them eventually, right? Because you start getting things right, you get into the flow, you become more confident, you know what to anticipate, if you goof up somewhere, then you'll be able to correct yourself, all of that, etc., etc. So yeah, and people are shy, not everybody's the same. So people are shy and they are reluctant from sharing their thoughts or views in a meeting. Um, fear of being judged, fear of being, of being looked at um, with prejudice, fear of what the boss will say or think if I share, how will it impact me and my appraisals, a lot of things. So what we can do is this fear, yes, this fear is in the mind. So somewhere when we are doing this entire exercise, you can recall this incident, like I said, this fear, let's say, of public speaking. And before you start doing a super brain yoga, recall an incident where, you remembered that you were very, very fearful before a meeting or a speech that you have to give in front of public. And then you start doing super brain yoga, and then you see how you feel after that. So when you practice super brain yoga with this technique of recalling that incident or the emotion, and then doing the super brain yoga, you will see that the transformation of thoughts and your energies will happen, and it will get transmuted to higher vibrations. So basically you're releasing it. Which chakra can be affected first, and how can you determine if a chakra is active or not? So Shubham, see, it's not which chakra is activated first or last, because it is a balance or a harmony of all the chakras, right? So when you do super brain yoga, the energy starts flowing. So there are two chakras which are highlighted, the crown chakra and the basic chakra, right? So when you inhale and go down in super brain yoga, you're taking the energy from your crown chakra to your basic chakra, and then from your basic chakra back to the crown chakra. So whether how do we determine if a chakra is active or not? You can learn pranic healing, and there are techniques which will help you know whether your chakras are active or to what extent they're active, and what is the energy level in the chakra. All of that you can learn. You can take up a class of basic pranic healing, and you learn it in 2 days time. Yes, what is the logic of connecting tongue to the palate? Basically, it helps us with completing the circuit, okay, for the energy to flow through that circuit continuously. So if you notice, our entire body is connected everywhere, okay, except for our tongue. Okay, this is the only place where it is disconnected. So when we connect the tongue to the palate, the circulation of the energy happens through all our channels and through the complete body. There is no place where there is a disconnection in the body. So if you notice, when a child is born, the tongue is connected to the palate, and after the child is born, basically the child keeps sucking the thumb, right? So why does that happen? Why does a child keep sucking the thumb? Is because that's how God made us. That's how God made children. Okay, when the child is sucking the thumb, because the child does not know how to keep the tongue connected to the palate, after it's born. So when you do this, the circuit is complete. So hope that answers your question, Dilip. And when there's more energy flowing through your entire body, you will feel you'll be more healthy, you will be more calm, composed, relaxed. All of the positive things will start happening, and you'll be able to think a lot more clearly. Yes, any more questions that we have? So I hope you guys enjoyed the session, and I hope there was value addition that happened in the session, and we really look forward to you guys implementing these tools and techniques. See, I mean, I can just come and I can just share the tools and techniques, but if we do not implement them, it's like going to the gym and working out for one day. That really doesn't matter, right? So it really doesn't show any effect. But it's when you do it on a regular basis, that's when you see the impact. And it's about time that we go beyond our physical body and incorporate these wellness techniques into our day-to-day lives to cater to not just our physical body, but also our emotional and mental part of our well-being. So thank you so much for having me here.
I request all the delegates and participants, if you have any questions, you can unmute yourself and ask directly, or you can put in the chat box. Ma'am, there is no any questions, I think. So can we move ahead, ma'am?
Yes, yes,
Hello.
please.
Yeah. Okay. So our next session is on 7th of October on brand building through public relation. It shall be taken by Miss Nilima Somashekar. She shall be covering understanding public relation, leveraging public relation tools, followed by question and answer sessions. ICS is pleased to provide you all its research and development, integrated management system, QMS, EMS, and OHSS, excellence in education management, ISO made easy in Gujarati, Marathi, Telugu, and Hindi. For reading any of the book, please contact me, Shushma Kindalkar, on the given contact number. Feedback form is available, so I request everyone to please register on www.sadgunsang.org and go in your login and give your valued feedback to us. So thank you, Rachna ma'am. Thank you all the delegates and participants who were joined for the today's Sadgun Sang on creating a magnificent mind. Now it's time to officially close this session. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for your positive feedback.